Hello and welcome. It's time to hear what's on my mind on this episode of the Trisha's 2 Cents podcast. I'm your host, Trisha. This past weekend, we celebrated Mother's Day here in the United States. But do you know the origin of the celebration? According to History.com, Anna Jarvis, no kin to me, that's my maiden name, had originally conceived of Mother's Day as a day of personal celebration between mothers and families. Her version of the day involved wearing a white carnation as a badge and visiting one's mother or attending church services. But once Mother's Day became a national holiday, it was not long before florists, card companies, and other merchants capitalized on its popularity. While Jarvis had initially worked with the floral industry to help raise Mother's Day profile, by 1920 she had become disgusted with how the holiday has been commercialized. She outwardly denounced the transformation and urged people to stop buying Mother's Day flowers, cards, and candies. Jarvis eventually resorted to an open campaign against Mother's Day profiteers, speaking out against confectioners, florists, and even charities. She also launched countless lawsuits against groups that had used the name Mother's Day, eventually spending most of her personal wealth in legal fees. By the time of her death in 1948, Jarvis had disowned the holiday altogether and even actively lobbied the government to see it removed from the American calendar. And that is from History.com. And I would have to agree with Miss Jarvis about the commercialization of the holiday, just like any other celebration. I mean, we have Christmas, which is Jesus' birthday, and you wouldn't even know it because, they start Thanksgiving talking about the presents and the Black Friday, and you can't even get out of one holiday before the stores are putting up the merchandise for the next holiday. And it's looked at as just a way to make more money. It's about greed, of course. But when you think about really celebrating your mother, your grandmother, your wife, or whoever it is, whatever mother you're celebrating, it should be an everyday occurrence. Do we really need a date on the calendar to remind us to celebrate the one who sacrificed 40 weeks of their life and hours of pain in order for you to live? I mean, labor pain, that's a sacrifice in and itself. It's a pain like no other, but it's the sacrifice you have to take in order to bring the life into the world. And I do understand that not everyone has the same relationship with their mother. Some have very unhealthy relationships and painful memories, which have scarred them for a lifetime. Mother's Day is not a happy day for everyone. But I personally do not need the second Sunday of May to celebrate my mother or the mothers in my life. That's my aunts, my sister, my cousins, and my friends. We should cherish, lift up, and honor them 365 days of the year. I'm blessed. I have been raised by a mother who loves me unconditionally. And she continues to this day to support me through good times and bad times. I talk about when I was diagnosed with breast cancer and I got home from the hospital and I couldn't even wash myself because I told you I had a double mastectomy, and so my upper body was in a lot of pain. And she was here with me, and she took care of me and washed me. It was just like I was a child again. But that's that unconditional love through good times and bad. And I'm blessed to have been loved and supported by both my maternal, my mother's mother, and paternal, my father's mother, both of my grandmothers. I was loved and supported, and they were friends, and that's not. I can't say that is. You hear about that too often. I'm sure you hear about it, families that, you know, but they got along. They were friends. They came to the house and visit, and everybody sat around and talked. It was no drama. I'm blessed. I was blessed. And I'm blessed to have been loved and supported by my mother's sisters, my aunts. I don't have any aunts on my father's side, and my dad's brother died when I was in 6th grade. So all of my cousins and aunts, they all come from my mother's side, and I'm blessed in that regard to be loved and supported by them. My story may be unique in that aspect, but I can honestly say the women that shaped me were and are amazing. A mother is multifaceted like a diamond. She can make a dollar stretch, a meal out of nothing, and juggle the household while you have no idea what is going on. All you know is that she is anything you need her to be. She is not every woman. She's mama. Proverbs 31:26 says, "A mother speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue." I always try to give my children and grandchildren, I have two, wisdom and faithful instruction that has been passed down to me from my grandmothers and my mother. And I find myself repeating the cycle of giving them sound advice that will heal them, help them grow as individuals, and help them with their personal relationship with the Lord. We don't tell them what they need to hear and tickle their ears because we love them and we want the best for them. And mothers do not have all the answers, but when they let the Lord lead them, He always answers on time. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Trisha's 2 Cents Podcast. Join me on the next episode as I give life lessons through my experience, my growth, and always from my heart. You can email me at trishas2cents@yahoo.com, and make sure you subscribe on your favorite listening platform.